intention behind starting a channel extends so much beyond just the goals of wanting to have a following or the goals of wanting to monetize or those classic goals that people have with starting a YouTube channel. I've thought about starting a YouTube channel for a couple of years now, but I would always disregard that thought. And on a surface level, I just was like, no, I don't do social media. I've been off of social media for 6 years now. I never really felt like I would find myself in this position, but here I am. So yeah, I just wanted to have kind of like an informal chat about why I started this channel, what the experience has been like for me the last 3 months since I've started the channel, and how it's changed my life and what my plans are moving forward. I think I let my identity as someone who doesn't use social media kind of get in the way of being able to put myself in an opportunity to grow and learn more about myself. But on the side of wanting to start a channel, there's always been this part of me that has felt really passionate about sharing with others, and I started sitting with that and the fact that YouTube is a medium and it's a way to be able to reach people and to share your story and to share what you have to offer to the world. And so, you know, I definitely struggled with that for a couple of years of just not wanting to be on screens all the time and not wanting to be using technology and just being able to focus on what's in front of me and what's in my day-to-day life. I think that really held me back from starting the channel for a while, but then last year I went through this really intense experience of insomnia, and it literally was this like life-defining moment. I just felt really called to start a YouTube channel. I was like, you know what? I feel like I want to share this, and I want to be able to help other people who are going through this so that they can come out the other side and actually feel like they are supported / they aren't alone in that experience. And so I think another factor that made starting a channel for me a little easier was that my husband was just starting up his own business, and so I was seeing him go through those waves of imposter syndrome coupled with that motivation and that spark of passion that drives you forward in new endeavors. And so it really made me reflect on where I was at in life and the fact that there's so many things that I've been saying, I want to do this, I want to try this, I want to start this, but I found that I would be stagnated and I would come up with all these ideas of these versions of myself that I could be, but at the same time be too afraid to step into that new identity. And I really think that a part of that stems from not wanting to be seen and just wanting to stay small and being afraid of not failure, but afraid of success. And so watching my husband go through that experience really ignited my desire to put myself in uncomfortable situations and just see something through for a consistent amount of time. I think just the act of doing and the act of pressing the record button on my crappy $50 phone and just being like, okay, I'm gonna just do this and nobody's gonna see this video, so it's totally fine. It definitely lowered the stakes for me and made me realize that like the intention behind starting a channel extends so much beyond just the goals of wanting to have a following or the goals of wanting to monetize or those classic goals that people have with starting a YouTube channel. The reason I started it was just being tired of keeping myself small, and my bubble felt like it was getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and that I was becoming almost not socially awkward, but in my mind, I felt socially awkward and I felt incapable of expressing myself in a clear and concise way and to make connections with people that were meaningful. My intention with starting the channel was really just to be able to put myself out there and to be able to share things that I'm passionate about with people who actually want to hear what I'm saying. I think it's really common when we're passionate about something to talk the ears off of all of our friends and family who may or may not be interested in what you're talking about. And so the idea for me of being able to put out a specific video or specific content and giving the viewer the choice of, I'm actually seeking this information, or nope, that's not for me, felt so much better than that phenomenon of information dumping on your loved ones and it not being received or welcome. For me, the main benefits that I've noticed since I've started this channel is just, number one, a huge boost in my confidence and recognizing that I do have value. The experience of hearing yourself inside your head versus the experience of seeing yourself on a camera and hearing yourself from a third person point of view was really eye-opening for me and confidence boosting, because in my head, like I said, I've been making my bubble smaller and smaller over the years, and it got to this point where I was feeling just really self-conscious about who I was and what I had to share, and just even over analyzing conversations I would have with people. Like, it would create this lens inside of my head of the way that I sounded as I was communicating with people. And after starting this channel, I've realized that a lot of that feeling I had towards myself was my own perception, and it just really wasn't translating in the way that I'm actually expressing and presenting myself towards others. Another benefit that I've seen is just, you know, with recording, you have to be able to look yourself in the eye or look the camera in the eye, and it's been helpful for me to be able to express things and get the words out, basically, and recognize that I don't need to be perfect, and that's not how real life conversations go. Sometimes you stumble on your words or you can't think of what you're gonna say, and for me, this exercise of just speaking to a camera, especially without having forethought or having a script ahead of time, is just an opportunity for me to practice, like, getting out the thoughts that are in my head in a way that is approachable and makes sense. Another benefit that I've seen since starting this channel is really just being able to channel my creative energy into something. And for me, it's been this trickle down effect where I started this YouTube channel with no expectations, and I started pouring my creative energy into something, and then it ignited my drive to work on my business. And I also started sewing so much more and just feeling that creativity surging through me to the point where every day waking up was an opportunity of, like, what am I gonna do today? What am I gonna focus my energy towards today? And it felt so refreshing from the routine that I've found myself in the last 5 years of being a stay-at-home mom and just being in those day-to-day routines of taking care of young children. And so starting a YouTube channel for me really allowed me to do something that was just for me and to be able to channel that energy. I've learned that I really love video editing, and I'm very detail oriented about things, and so editing is really fun for me because I can just really drop into my flow state. When I started, I knew nothing about video editing. I knew nothing about recording videos, and because I'm really not one of those people who takes videos or photos, which is sometimes to my detriment. One example I think of that always cracks me up is just my honeymoon with my husband. We went to Costa Rica for 3 weeks, and literally when we got back, there's like 6 photos that we have in total, and it's just like random pictures of monkeys on phone lines, and that's pretty much it. And so obviously I still look back on that time fondly and I can remember my trip, but I do think there is a balance when it comes to technology and being able to utilize it as a tool and recognize that even though I'm engaging with technology, it doesn't mean that I'm turning myself off from the real world. It's really helped me to evolve my relationship that I have with technology and recognize that it's not this horrible thing that I've been rejecting for the last 6 years, but that I can actually use it in a way that's positive, in a way that is constructive and helps me to grow and evolve. Another thing that I've noticed from starting this channel is that it's given me so much clarity in my life's purpose and in my path. Before I had started this channel, I took this health coaching course through Precision Nutrition, and I felt like it was so beneficial, but the entire time I took the course, and actually even before I signed up, I was just like, oh, I don't know, I don't really want to be a health coach. I can't really see myself doing that, and just feeling kind of this resistance towards it. My life is surrounded with health and wellness practices, and that is something I'm super, super passionate about. It just felt a little bit off, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to take this course and I'm going to see it through, because I think that there's a lot that I can gain from it of just my own personal growth. So yeah, I took the course. It was great. I still was feeling this resistance towards health coaching, and then I started this channel and I started talking about the insomnia that I went through and the practices and techniques that I was doing in order to heal from that. And those videos for me, they were so easy to create because it was just something I was so passionate about and something that I really wanted to share with others. And I had just finished my health coaching website. It took me like 3 months to make this website. And then I kept having this intuition that I needed to shift into holistic sleep coaching for adults who are going through sleep struggles. It was this moment of reflection because I was like, man, I put so much work into this thing that I've been creating for the last 3 months, but my intuition is telling me that this other path that I want to take is really more aligned with what I have to share with the world. And then I just looked back over the last year. I was like, wow, I actually have had like 7 people reach out to me about insomnia, and I've helped them through that. And I just kept getting this intuition that I needed to shift gears. And I asked myself that night before I went to bed for some sort of affirmation through my dreams. And I literally had like 4 dreams that were all about sleep coaching and like, you need to do sleep coaching. And so I ended up scrapping my whole website, but I was able to revamp it within like 3 days because I was feeling that passion, that creative drive that was channeled towards something that I actually wanted to do. And so I can thank YouTube for that, honestly, because it's given me so much clarity. I think we spend so much of our time wondering what we should do in this world or wondering what our path is. And I fell prey to that for I think it was like 5 years that I was just comparing myself and being like, well, what if I was this? Or what if I was that? What I've found is that it literally was something that just fell into my lap. It was like this experience I went through, and going through that healing process of the PTSD and just all of the knowledge that I gained from that, it really ignited this passion inside. Long story short, it's given me so much clarity of what I'm meant to do in this life. And so I'm so grateful for that. When I started the channel, I had specific intentions of just wanting to put myself out there and wanting to be able to speak my truth and to find like-minded people who are interested in the topics that I am talking about. And as I started doing YouTube videos, I got kind of caught up with the actual nuances of YouTube and started going down these rabbit holes of watching like video optimization, how to like increase your subscriber count, and all of these things that in some ways make a successful YouTube channel. And so I kind of went into that energy for 3 or 4 weeks where I was like checking my analytics and checking like, oh, you know, maybe I should try this or I should do that. I got to this point where I felt really burnt out by that, and I felt like I wanted to quit the channel altogether. I was out in my garden harvesting raspberries and just looking around at all of the things that I wanted to be putting my energy towards, and I was reflecting on my YouTube experience and how it was starting to take up quite a bit of my time. Between scripting and recording and editing a video, each video was taking me 8 to 10 hours, and as a young stay-at-home mom with children who have needs, it was just feeling a little bit imbalanced. It just made me reflect on what is my intention and what is my purpose with this channel, and just realizing that I don't need validation through subscribers or through monetization of the channel. It's like the benefits that I'm seeing in my own life extend so much beyond those external achievement badges that come with YouTube. Moving forward, my plan is just to record videos as I'm feeling that calling and that drive, and focusing less on scripting a video or even on the editing process or the thumbnails and all this stuff, and just putting out content that makes me feel good and that I feel aligned with. Obviously, the argument is if you don't have a good thumbnail or if you don't have a good title, it doesn't matter how good your video is, no one's gonna see it. And I do agree with that, but I feel like energetically I just wasn't feeling aligned with the hustle culture that surrounds YouTube and having a YouTube channel. Yeah, so for now I'm still planning on recording, and I'm hoping to stick to the one video a week just to keep myself accountable and to be able to cultivate this practice for my goal is a year, just to see what other benefits and changes arise. But I'm readjusting my expectations and readjusting the relationship that I have with this platform, and recognizing that I don't really care. I don't really care about being a YouTube star or having X amount of subscribers. I just want to make a difference in people's lives, whether that's 50 people or, you know, however many people it is. It's just me wanting to make an impact, really. So that's all I have as far as like why this channel came to be. And oh yeah, so if anyone, I guess I could talk about like what my channel even is, and I've been getting more clarity about it over time as I've been creating these videos. But what I'm focusing on is just holistic sleep support videos, but also personal and spiritual growth. And I'm still kind of like pinpointing what exactly my channel is even about. If you're still here and you're still listening, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy life to hear what I have to say. If you're interested in topics relating to holistic health and wellness and sleep support, then feel free to like this video or subscribe to my channel if you want to stay connected. I think that's it for now, so thanks for watching.